Alright, so I'm just out after watching Bhediya. This was a premiere show. Tomorrow the film is releasing for the audiences. And this is a review for the film. This Varun Dhawan and Kriti Sanon starrer is a film that is based on werewolves. यहाँ पर जैसे कि देखा गया है mostly almost all films that have been made in Bollywood जो they try to kind of ape the West. And over here, since we're making a film that is based on werewolves, and we've seen umpteen number of films that have been made on werewolves in the West, यहाँ पर India में they had to give a moral twist or a turnover to that. Why a particular werewolf even is existing, for that matter, in the hills and in the forests of Arunachal Pradesh, और उसको एक underlying morality दिया गया है that this particular werewolf or these werewolves, so that matter, that are there, ये जो भेड़िए हैं अरुणाचल प्रदेश के जंगलों में, वो क्या कर रहे हैं? They are not just eating people just for the heck of eating them, just for the heck of flesh. They are actually transformed. They are actually making an entire clan of werewolves because of the fact that they want to safeguard the forests and they don't want unwarranted construction of roads and cities and malls, for that matter, जहाँ पर forest land है वहाँ पर. This is the underlying message of the film. Now, coming to the story, the screenplay and everything, for that matter, I'd say when I began to watch the film, like most of the others and the other members of the audiences, for that matter, I too had a good expectation from the film, and I literally had made up my mind that this is going to be a positive film, and I wouldn't really have anything bad to say about the film. But as and when time progressed in the theatres, as and when I sat and I kind of tried to seep the film inside of me, I realized that this wasn't as good an experience as I was hoping it would be. तो देखते देखते मुझे ये पता चला कि वही नॉर्मल चीज़ें, वही नॉर्मल ट्रोप्स जो दूसरे मतलब हॉरर कॉमेडीज़ में होते हैं, वही इस्तेमाल किए गए हैं, वही दोहराए गए हैं और वही सेम चीज़ रिपीट किया गया है. There is nothing new. The jokes that have been incorporated in the film is a horror comedy, and the jokes that have been incorporated in the film, they are really crass. I don't understand how can somebody think of such crass jokes and they don't elicit laughter. हंसी नहीं आती है उन jokes को सुन के. जो हंसी आती है वो stupidity, मतलब सोच के ऐसा लगता है कि किसके मतलब ऑडियंसेस के सिर के ऊपर सी लिखा हुआ है जिसकी वजह से दे राइट सच जोक्स, ऐसे सोच के हंसी आती है. सीरियसली, I mean, I did not really have such an expectation because these are the makers of the films 3 as well. Dinesh Vijan is the director, and he literally repeated a lot of his own aspects. I mean, his own screenplay as far as, I mean, from 3, and he lifted and he kind of rewrote it and he kind of reshot it for this particular film. And the direction is not taught, the writing is not taught. जहाँ पर स्क्रीन प्ले का सवाल है, एक्टर्स का सवाल है और डायरेक्शन का सवाल है, for that matter, they had actually conceived that they'd be kind of repeating the same tropes of 3, and they have also repeated the cast. I mean, Abhishek Banerjee is again cast in again a very pivotal role. He's doing comedy throughout, and hence this comedy. And along with that, the protagonists are actually playing along, which is a sad part. You don't really have to kind of forcefully reinforce something which is ridiculous, and that's exactly what was being done in the film throughout. मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आता था देखते वक्त कि इस तरह का कैसे कोई सोच सकता है, इस तरह कैसे कोई लिख सकता है. ठीक है, it is a horror comedy and you have to pinch in fun for the audiences, but that doesn't mean that you're going to pinch in crass fun. I mean, picture this. They have left for Arunachal Pradesh, they've landed in Arunachal Pradesh, and they meet somebody who is a local. They get in the car, and on their way they see a python crossing. Now it is a forest, it is quite, it's inevitable that the python is going to cross, it's quite believable. You see the python crossing, the hero is petrified, the protagonist is scared, and he says that kill the python or drive over the python, which is ridiculous. I mean, come on, it's alive for that matter. This is what you're propagating in the name of comedy. It's strange. I don't know. It did not really elicit laughter from me. It did not really have any comic element from me. And if the director purports this to be a comic element. I'm sorry, but that's not my cup of tea at all. Coming to the acting, for that matter, Varun Dhawan has really done a swell job. He has worked on himself. He kind of has seen a lot of werewolf films, I think, for that matter, and as a more preparation for this particular film, he has also, made it a point to kind of, bring in certain nuances in his portrayal that would actually make his character believable. And his facial expressions, जिस तरह से वो अपना मुंह बनाता है, अपना मतलब जो भी मतलब हिस्ट्रियोनिक्स है उसकी इस पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टर को दर्शाने में, वो काफ़ी खूबसूरत तरीके से उन्होंने किया है. Varun Dhawan's performance was wonderful. It was class apart. He's really worked on his physique a lot, and it shows. He has tried his best to portray the role of a werewolf and look believable, to impart credibility to his role. But when we talk about makeup and the final touches of his looks, for that matter, I wasn't really satisfied. Having seen a lot many werewolves from the West, it wasn't satisfying to my eyes. Now, when we talk about makeup, the fact that his ribs were made, his six-pack abs were made to accentuate by makeup was apparent. You can literally see the makeup. पूरा makeup दिख रहा है पेट के ऊपर. Besides that, और इसके अलावा जहाँ पर हम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की बात करते हैं, where he is actually transforming from a human being into a werewolf, that part also didn't quite look credible. एकदम close up करके ऊपर मतलब ऊपर से दिखाया गया है, खाली चेहरे का काम किया गया है. The entire body was not quite shown ever. So that part was extremely disappointing, and I did not quite expect that to happen, especially that the movie has been produced by Geo Studios. Kriti Sanon does not have much time in the film, and yet whatever she does, she's okay. I mean, she's given almost a sidekick role. It wouldn't really be an exaggeration to say that. But at the same time, एक बहुत ही crucial part भी है उनका. वो बाद में जाके, वो एकदम आखिर में जाके पता चलता है, and I don't think that actually made much of an impact. लेकिन फिल्म का जो आखिरी पार्ट है वो देख के मैं थोड़ा सा मूव हुआ था, and there is, I seriously was very moved. But having said that, the VFX of the film wasn't good. The VFX could have been better. Once you see a film of the West that has been made on the werewolves, you don't really feel that whatever you're watching is a film. It's real. It all happens because of the fact that the VFX in those films are world class. But as far as this particular film is concerned, the VFX really needed to be much better. That wasn't the case. Who are we fooling? We are talking about audiences who are regular and avid watchers of Netflix, who are regular and avid watchers of Amazon Prime and wonderful series and films for that matter from all across the globe. And now, if you actually have to be, if you actually want the cash registers ringing, you have to up your game. Be it the story, be it the screenplay, be it the VFX, be it the background score, be it the music, anything for that matter. It all has to be improved a hell lot. Because now the audiences have seen content which have that level of greatness in them. That is why they like them. That is precisely the reason why people are not really liking films that are being made in Bollywood. Coming to the music and the background score, I don't think the makers did a swell job as far as the music and the background score of the film is concerned. It could have been better, much better. गानों की ज़रूरत नहीं थी. The songs, they actually made sure that the screenplay, I actually thought after the first half, the second half will actually pick up pace, but that didn't happen because songs were laced throughout the second half. I don't understand this. If you're putting up songs, you're actually lining up songs one after the other, you are marring the effect that it would have on the psyche of the viewers. When you overdo it, that's when the shoe starts pinching, and that's exactly what has happened with this film. It didn't seem like a horror film. Most of it, almost 80% of it, was like a comic film. Watching a senseless comic film. But I'm sure audiences who like such cinema, who like such films, who prefer leaving their heads in their houses and coming to watch a film in this way just to have a good laugh, an absolutely senseless laughter for that matter, And not to forget, guys and girls who want to ogle at Varun Dhawan's physique and secretly fantasize about it will come. Such audiences will surely like the film. As far as I am concerned, it is a 2.5 out of 5 stars.